you're here to create Jewish art with us. Today we're going to show you how to make a Father's Day card. Father's Day is not a Jewish holiday, it's an American holiday, but we can certainly celebrate our Jewish fathers by making them a nice card. We're going to make a tie-dye, a fake tie-dye, using paper towel and marker, and I've cut out Abba in Hebrew letters here, but we're also going to show you how to do it with a heart or a t-shirt shape to make a groovy Father's Day card. So what you want to do is start with a piece of paper towel. We've cut it small because we don't need that much, and we're going to color it. Now when you color, start coloring, friends. We have a 6-year-old helper and a 9-year-old helper who are going to show different ways of doing this project. You want to color with colors that go nicely next to each other. We're going to be sprinkling water at the end to make the colors bleed together. So you're going to put colors that go nicely next to each other. So for example, yellow, if I were to put purple here, it would mix to make a muddy color. So I don't want to do that. I want to think to myself, what will go nicely next to yellow? I think red would be good. So let's go on in and color our paper towel in different patches. You can spread around some lines. You don't have to color in everything completely. So now I have red. I don't want to choose green because I know that red and green are on opposite parts of the color wheel. They're on opposite sides. So those are complementary colors and they're not going to mix well. So we're just going to do sort of a quick job of it. It doesn't have to be exact. Just fill it in like this. Spread your colors all around. All right. You want to use a thicker one to make it go faster? Okay, so now that we have it colored, what we're going to do is apply the water. This is an example that we did ahead of time, which shows the tie-dye. So we're going to spray it with water, and then when it dries, it's going to come out looking like this, where the colors have mixed together. And this is why I was talking about choose colors that mix nicely with one another so you don't get a muddy result. You could use a spray bottle filled with water if you have that for this next step. If you don't have a spray bottle, just get a simple container of water and you can dip your fingers in and spray it. I'll show both ways now. So take your spray bottle and give it a spray. That's why we're working on top of a tinfoil placemat. If you had a different kind of art placemat, that would be fine. And if you don't know if you don't have a spray bottle, just dip your fingers in water and just sprinkle it over like this. You don't want to soak it. Just a few sprinkles like this will do. All right, so now what you're going to do, now that you have it all the way wet, not so wet that it's going to fall apart, but wet enough that the colors are mixing together, you're going to set it off to the side to dry. Okay, now once it's dry, like this one is already dry, now you can cut it out and make it into a card. So let's start on the card part. Let me put this off to the side. We'll continue with it later. And which color do you want for your background? Okay, and I'm going to use this one. Now, when we're working with Hebrew letters, you want to think if you want it to open the English way or the Hebrew way. I decided to have it just open top to bottom so I had enough letters, enough space here. So the card is going to open like this. And I wrote, Happy Father's Day, you're really groovy. Okay? So we're doing a tie-dye theme here. So take your paper, and I'm going to show you how to do a top to bottom card. You're going to fold it towards you, making sure that both corners are lined up before you crease it. Okay, so make sure those corners are touching. You can flip it over to check on both sides, and then go ahead and crease it. Crease it means going over with your thumb or your fingers on that folded edge. And now you've got your card. You're going to want to use some Elmer's glue, some liquid glue for this. Well done. Great. You've got your card. You've got your card. Okay, glue stick is not going to hold it so well, so you want to have some liquid glue. You're going to need scissors for this part. So if you want to do the letters like I've done here, you're going to go ahead and draw it. Okay, so you would draw with bubble letters. I'll show you if you wanted to do a heart, how you could do that though. Fold it in half, and I think many of you have probably done this before, and draw a heart. Half of it, draw half of a heart on the fold. This is the folded line, and then go on ahead and cut it out. Cutting the paper towel can be a little tricky, so you might want to ask somebody who's excellent at cutting to help you out with that. When you unfold, now you see your tie-dye heart, and you can go on and put the glue on the back. You just need a little bit of glue, just a few dots, and it might be easier if you put this on a placemat and dip your finger in, or dip a popsicle stick in instead of spreading it on. It might make it too wet. Alright, so go on ahead and you can glue it onto your card like that if you wanted to do a heart. Okay. So now we're going to show you how to do a t-shirt. Alright, so what I'm going to use is I'm going to reuse some of this small piece here. Would you like to use some of this? Alright, so if you wanted to do a t-shirt, take your already tie-dyed paper towel and draw your t-shirt shape and cut it out. You can fold it on the diagonal like this. Not on the diagonal, excuse me, just fold it in half. Draw the sleeves, and then half of the body, and then cut it out. I'll cut it out for you when you can glue it on. How about you start writing a message? You could write Happy Father's Day, and then we'll glue it on. Alright, so here's our little t-shirt. Here's this for you to glue. Do you want a t-shirt? You can glue yours on. You can make a Jewish star, cut out a triangle. And one cool thing about using the paper towel is that it's actually 2 layers. Most kinds of paper towel that you might have at home are 2 layers. So when you cut it, the layers can separate, which saves you the work of cutting. Now you've got 2 pieces, and you can make a star like this, which would be cool to add on. I can cut that out for you. How about you glue on the t-shirt? Cutting paper towel is pretty tricky, so you might want to ask an adult for help. There you go. Can I cut this one up for you too? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's show that one. Happy Father's Day. You're terrific. Groovy, groovy. Great, and you just need a little dot of glue, not too much. And I want you to save all of these scraps, these cutout scraps, and we're going to make a project with them in another video. We're going to do a covered recycled plastic container to make a Shabbat flower vase. So save these tie-dye scraps. These are going to be helpful for another project that we can do. You could cut them up into small pieces and make a collage. Great. So here you've got several different examples of how you can personalize your own Father's Day card. Have a wonderful Father's Day. Thanks so much for doing Jewish art with us. We hope you enjoyed it.